Good day, everyone. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to give a presentation today. Before we dive into our topic, I'm going to turn off my camera to focus on your attention fully on the visuals of our presentation. Today, we will explore the transmedia documentary based on the post-pandemic era. And the direction I'm focusing on is the interpretation of the meaning of the pandemic documentary and the process of interacting and building live narratives. My research argues that emerging pandemic documentaries with interactive formats can create an immersive narrative style, offering unique insights into the diverse experiences of individuals from different cultural backgrounds. By analyzing existing COVID-19 documentaries and relevant scholarly work on narrative methods, we gain a deeper understanding of documentary film as a powerfully emotive and communicative medium. This method enhances our ability to process and interpret significant life events through film, opening the door to innovative techniques in interactive documentary filmmaking. These advancements are adept at capturing the nuanced changes marking in our lives in a post-pandemic world. To broaden the range of perspectives in pandemic-related documentaries, I try to integrate traditional and interactive filmmaking techniques. This approach sheds light on the lived experience during and after the pandemic, aiming to advance the understanding of interactive documentaries as a progressive and creative practice in the documentary field. And the structure will contain 4 chapters, which contains the background knowledge and research questions. And the second one is taxonomy of practice by artists. And the third one is practical program. And the last one is expect results, including the conclusion. Let's move on. With its outbreaking and ensuring quarantine, panic, and anxiety swept through China and even across the oceans, it becomes a global issue. As 𝗭𝗵𝗫, who used to point out the unique circumstance brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic and its associated lockdown policies, promoted a shift in the film industry towards leveraging online streaming platforms and interactive digital environments for creative endeavors. This period witnessed a proliferation of documentary forms, marking the emergence of innovative film and documentary production models and experiences. This shift not only reflects a response to the constraints imposed by the pandemic, but also signifies a broader trend towards digital conception and distribution in the media landscape. This data report comes from the library briefing paper in House of Commons Library, which talks about the history of England's coronavirus lockdown law from 2020 to 2021. It presents the details of places at a specific time that are relevant to individuals' lives. So basically, we all know that there are changes in the social order between governments and individuals, especially in the habits of individuals. Talking about the research question today, the first one is we would like to discuss and revisit the significance of new documentary films developed in the post-pandemic era. And the second one is to investigate the integration process of pandemic documentaries and interactive documentaries, try to examine the challenges posed by this combined creative model and method. And the last one is to consider how interactive model redefine relationship between filmmakers, subjects, and viewers, potentially democratizing documentary filmmaking. So we would like to use both theoretical framework and practical framework to discuss these three questions. And for about the theoretical frameworks, which contains VUCA era, life narratives, media ecology. The first one, it is an acronym for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. And the four words mean volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, respectively. The VUCA age is a term to describe the unstable geopolitical conditions following the end of Cold War. This conceptual framework has subsequently been adapted to analyze the tumultuous periods during and following the COVID-19 pandemic, underscoring the rapid global shift that precipitated significant social and repercussions and catalyzed extensive discourse. The relevance of the VUCA parameters has been particularly pronounced in the context of the pandemic documentaries. This research delineates the evolving landscape of interactive documentaries underpinned by the complexity and dynamism of digital media. Utilizing the VUCA framework, original developed in the military context. This study explored nuanced interactions within interactive documentary, highlighting the fluidity of relationships between algorithms, users, and documentary creators. As for life narratives, which comes from Sidney Smith, who is a past president of the Modern Language Association of America. She used to interpret the term of life narratives. In Greek, author denotes self, bios denotes life, and graphy denotes writing. Draw on narrative style of life narrative, which are not factual histories of a particular time period, but are based on the subjective perspective of people who build up a framework of memory in which a series rhetorical acts are performed, expressing one's emotions, questioning the actions of others, defending one's image, establishing assumptions that do not exist. confessing past experiences. This reflects an individual's social control, background, and social values, tendency to express emotions. As for media ecology, it explores how media and communication processes affect human perception, understanding, feeling, and value, and how our interaction with media facilitates or impacts our chances of survival. Talking about this, which probably we can discuss the transmedia documentary. It presents interactive documentary as a new audio visual form with specific characteristics, and it can also be called a collaborative meta-interactive documentary. This new documentary narrative formats could be distributed more broadly, rapidly, and conveniently during COVID-19. Although film has been around since the late 19th century, its approach to narrative techniques can be traced back even further, particularly in relationship to literature. One concept drawn from literary theory I am particularly interested in is intertextuality, described by Jared Prince. Inter has the meaning of intersection and interaction. An interactive documentary also draws on the concept of literature, connects to media through new media technology, and generates new connections between them. According to Barthes' view on intertextuality, author, reader, and critic simultaneously become a new connection at the same time, thereby forming a more open text. As for interactive documentary filmmakers, actors, or film characters, an audience can also form a new interaction network. Unlike traditional documentary models, where the first two act as transmitters and the later as receivers, and where the audience often plays the role of spectator and is not part of the production process. In interactive networks, the viewers' views and opinions often determine and or influence the direction and process of the project, playing a role in a dialogue relationship. So basically, as for the literature review, the existing of the pandemic documentary and interactive documentary has been confirmed practically and academically the changes in people's life. This part, we will talk about like the existing pandemic documentary and the interactive documentary. The first one is urgent report, novel coronavirus phenomenon. Within the pandemic documentary and interactive documentary, it is worth focusing on the expanding documentary 3 media forms, which contain VR interfaces, interactive websites, and social media. Can announce that these are affected by the new consciousness, behaviors, and culture or political climate. New documentary narrative formats can be distributed more broadly, rapidly, and conveniently during the COVID-19, as I used to mention. Various media outlets have effectively utilized online platforms to present the data on virus transmission, infection rate charts, and maps in a visual format, while simultaneously broadcasting interviews and disseminating research findings from health experts and medical scholars through various channels. So in this documentary, who used to be made from Japan, statistical data from this documentary is translated into charts and curves to illustrate changes in the infection numbers over time, while graphics and visualized map are employed to highlight affected areas. And the second one we would like to discuss is long time no see Wuhan, which comes from 𝗪𝗪. In documentary addressing the pandemic, the integration of drone imagery, charts, curves, and graphic elements, along with online videos created and disseminated by ordinary citizens, underscore and the need for fresh perspective on non-fiction media formats. And Long Time No See Wuhan is a good example. The director acts as a presenter and participates in the story of the film. His views and emotional feedback are an essential part of the film. The director is transformed from a behind-the-scenes workers to a front of screen character. Just try to participate as a special character, a character, expressing individuals' emotions without any camouflage and revealing his changing sense of self to the camera. So it's kind of participatory mode, or this common method of this production mode is in interviews or other more direct methods of participation, which try to emphasize the interactive communication between filmmaker and the interviewers. The third one is 𝗭𝗵𝗪. This was promoted and launched through online media interactions as an interactive non-linear platform. It allows participants to post 3 images and a descriptive text about their lockdown experiences. This project successfully captures and reflects the status and emotional flow of people's lives around the world during the pandemic. And the part 3, which I want to discuss a practical program, previous practical program, which contains the film photography. To obtain photography, the film must be developed, fixed, and converted from negative to positive, and then printed and enlarged. It represents a piece of history or memory. And after exposure, we can get 1 roll of film. And that's all about the pandemic. And that's all about the life in London during pandemic in 2021. And the next I'm going to discuss is like when I'm in the practical program, I realized that in our visualization, various course media projects merge into a single cohesive visual network represented in the mind map. And this integration provides a clear view of entire project architecture, significantly enrich the interactive experience for use. As a result, or our audience not only enjoys a more immersive experience, but also plays an active role in the creative process of the project like this. That's
带到一点点，他们背景是，比如说他们在这里，他们背景是这个东西，然后下一个镜头切我。
They're all about the pandemic, and that comes from like pandemic, the combination between a pandemic documentary and the interactive documentary. Just like the filmmaker could be the participant and just jumping to the story.
Okay? We don't want you to take the vaccine. The vaccine causes damage. Okay? The vaccine is killing people. And the vaccine is still in clinical trials until 2023. The government in England, first before I say that, let me tell them, please, a virus is an inner substance.
So personally, my focus lies in the creation of an interactive documentary employing 𝗭𝗵𝘃, which is a software which can be called interactive software tool. Furthermore, I plan to utilize the cloud platform provided by Amazon Web Service to establish an interactive website linking to the server, as well as uploading HTML files exported from 𝗭𝗵𝘃 to the website platform will be facilitated by the Microsoft Remote Desk tool. And what I'm going to say is that the ongoing shift toward digital media adds layers of complexity to the production and consumption of documentaries. And that all includes the new emerging technologies such as virtual reality and documentary games can be integrated to enhance narrative interactivity and meet the evolving needs of audience. So this study leverage practical cases from the fields as foundational reference to info future projects, ensuring that theoretical advancements are matched with practical applicability. So, in conclusion, as we navigate the intersections of technology, audience, expectation, and narrative forms, this project not only highlights the transformative potential of interactive documentaries, but also emphasizes the need for continuous adaptation in documentary filmmaking practice, and the focus on providing a premium interactive experience calls for and embrace of technological innovations, which promises to expand the documentary form into new realms, reshaping in the industry and its audience engagement strategies in profound ways. This comprehensive approach aims to foster a rich understanding of the documentary's role as a powerful tool for cultural discourse and societal reflection in the digital age. Thanks for watching. That's all. Thank you.